In this video, I will be outlining how to seduce a woman. This feature is geared towards how to develop yourself into becoming a more seductive man who has the ability to seduce with his words, his manner, and his conversation. Making the effort to improve your use of language and how you communicate will enrich the way that women perceive you. Moreover, it will animate the conversations you have with everyone that you meet. How to seduce a woman indirectly. The best way to seduce a woman is to do it indirectly, meaning in a more subtle way. This is where your conduct and content of conversation is more effective in a seduction, rather than making it overtly obvious to the woman that you are attracted to her. When I think about the topic of being a seducer, I used to have an image in my mind of this audaciously energetic motivational man. You know, the guy who has these pre-planned pickup lines and techniques. Yet, over the last 10 years of working as a professional dating coach, it can be wearing at times to witness this type of behavior in bars, clubs, and even during the day. This is a common mistake that many men make. They feel like they have to have this alter ego when they are trying to seduce a woman. Be authentic. In reality, knowing how to seduce a woman is being able to take your everyday method of communicating and replicating this when speaking to women. In other words, the way you speak and converse should be in the same way that you talk to anyone. A while back, I was speaking to a friend of mine who is an actress. We were discussing the notion of how to be your authentic self, because essentially in being an actor or actress, you are not being yourself. You are moving away from who you are to becoming someone else. I find this an interesting concept because I teach people to move from where they are to gradually be more comfortable being themselves. And arguably, it is just as difficult and just as complicated as acting, because it can be challenging for many guys to feel comfortable in trying to seduce a woman. Do not over-prepare. However, there are a few things you can do that will make a huge difference in becoming more seductive to women. Now, one of the most frustrating and banal things about men who are trying to seduce women is when they overly prepare. If you have to over-prepare what you want to say, perhaps even writing a script out in advance, where you are trying to remember all your words to get it perfect, any attempt at seduction is not going to go well. How to seduce a woman's mind. One impactful way to seduce a woman is to focus on seducing her mind. With this, I mean engage her in the conversation and invite her opinions on topics. Ensure any conversation you have is a dialogue rather than a monologue. Engage in a dialogue. One common mistake is to speak solely about yourself with no consideration to the woman you are in conversation with. I cannot emphasize enough how off-putting this can be to women. So, for example, when a man introduces himself and points out, "I've been doing this for 25 years, and I've worked with this company. I've done this, and I've done that." In effect, he is making the dialogue about himself rather than the woman. Speaking is more about his own ego and feeling good about himself. Remember, when seducing any woman is to consider your audience. By this I mean the focus should be more on inducing her into feeling comfortable in spending time with you. And additionally, to be invested in wanting to know more about you. In short, if you are someone who tries to make the conversation all about yourself and your achievements, it highlights insecurity. Moreover, it can put women off in an instant. Consider your audience. When we think about engaging an attractive woman in dialogue, most of us envisage ourselves going up to her. We imagine delivering our opening words marvelously well and the conversation flowing from there. However, similarly to anyone who has delivered a speech in public, the issue with this thinking is you fall into that ego trap by making it about yourself, rather than connecting with the woman you are speaking to. I understand that approaching and speaking to a woman in public can be daunting. If you suffer any form of anxiety about speaking to women, I will now outline an empowering visualization technique that will help you. Simply imagine yourself sitting in an audience watching a speaker and being moved by something they say. What this does is allow you to become the observer of yourself.